The Mega Man series. Responsible for some of the best and worst memories in my gaming childhood. If only this handy rewind function would have existed 30 years ago, I would have had no problem flying through these games. Even though I was pretty terrible at every iteration of Mega Man, I still have great memories admiring all the different character designs for each different game, thinking about all the different weapon possibilities, and even remember sketching out my own ideas for a toy line back in the day, complete with swappable parts and abilities for Mega Man. So when I saw Jada Toys was coming out with their own line of Mega Man toys, I knew I had to jump in. Of course, we have Mega Man himself anchoring the line, and he's joined in the wave by a couple of characters from Mega Man 1, including Iceman, and of course Fireman. But we have to start our openings with the hero himself, Mega Man. As you can see, he comes with a nice array of stuff, so let's get rolling with the review. He comes with a nice alternate head sculpt that's a little bit more angry, maybe in battle mode. The painting is looking really nice on mine, it's pretty shiny. I didn't realize we'd have that light blue gradient all over. It adds some nice detail. You also get this nice little pellet projectile. It comes on its own little stand. It's very adjustable in 2 different points, and it can just pop off the space if you ever want to take it off. Of course, he has to have his little Mega Buster with the power meter on the side, more gradient blue paint, and some nice red detail on the end. Looking good. And you get 2 additional hands to use in a variety of poses. As far as looks go, unless they wanted to go with an 8-bit style, I think this is about as close as you could get. It has all the details you'd hope for, nice colors, nice shine, and the proportions are all looking nice. You can see they even continue some of that extra paint application on the back, looking really good all the way around. For articulations, you get a full twist at the head. He looks down pretty well, looks up, kind of. Arms move out easily at the shoulders. You get a full twist at both the elbow and the wrist, and you can actually twist his entire upper body. My legs weren't quite as easy to move. The knees just seem like they're a little bit stuck, so I'll need to be heating those up, but the ankle joint moved with ease. No problems there. He's got some extra red details on the bottom of his feet, looking good. Overall, the figure looks and feels really solid. Here he is with some of his swapped out parts with that Mega Buster in his right hand. Of course, if you want to, you can switch it out to the other hand as well, so then you can use it with the other alternate hand. I had to go back and reference the game to see which hand it originally was in, and I guess he just magically switches back and forth depending on what direction he's facing. And here he is in full action turnaround mode. Definitely looking great. But let's move on to the enemies, starting it off with Iceman. As you can see, this one comes with a similar amount of stuff, so let's dive right in. He comes with his own nice icy blast effect on another clear stand. All of these projectiles are kind of like a soft rubbery material, so that's pretty nice. And they're all just translucent enough. Definitely looking cool. He's got a slightly more angry alternate head sculpt, just like Mega Man. Some nice little added detail on the back of his parka helmet hat thing. And 2 additional hands for Iceman as well. Overall, the design is looking really good. I like the details on that belt. He's got a nice little ice pack on his back. Definitely not a detail I've noticed on this character before. And just overall, the blues and whites are looking really good. Articulation seems very similar to the Mega Man figure, although this one's knees move a lot easier, so I imagine my Mega Man was just kind of a fluke. Here he is with that alternate head sculpt on, and with those swappable hands. Iceman is one of those enemies that I could actually beat as a kid because you could beat him with the standard weapon, but I probably still used the Game Genie. And here's one more turnaround of that character, definitely looking cool. And of course, now we need Mr. Hot Stuff himself, Fireman. This one comes with all sorts of different little flame effects, so let's check them all out. You get a few different smaller flame effects. This one is supposed to be one of the hands. Here's the other hand that looks strangely like the top of Toxie's mop. Huh? Anyone else see it? And the third one is actually the one that comes on top of the head packaged in the box. These are all that softer rubbery material, but they go in and out of the hard plastic head really easily. The last one's a little bit larger and is intended to be used on the little clear stand. Both Fireman heads are a little bit angry, but this one has more of a side eye. Of course, you can plop that flame in the top if you want to. And if you're wondering, you can use one of the other hands on top, and it looks okay. It has a bit more of a straight up effect. But when you try to use Toxie's mop up in the helmet, it just doesn't quite work because of the angle of the flame. Oh well. Another great design for the figure overall. We get a nice little power meter detail on the back of his helmet. Everything moves really freely and easily, including the knees on this one. Some nice details on the bottom of the feet. Overall, the figure moves easily and looks great. Of course, anyone stood a chance against this guy in the original game as long as you already had that ice effect. I would never be able to beat him without taking damage, but I can still take him down. And that just about snuffs out the flame on Fireman. Overall, I think the figures scale really nicely together. Mega Man's right there in between, taller than Iceman and a little bit shorter than Fireman. Iceman seems a little bit thicker than the other two. I like how all three of them still have some detail on the back, so that's looking good as well. Just overall a really solid little line that I'm happy to see continuing with the Wave 2 already announced. You know I'm going to have to compare them size-wise to some turtles. First up I have this Rage Toys Autumn figure that is just a little bit taller than Mega Man, a lot more realistically detailed though. Next I have him teaming up with the new Space Adventure Donatello, very different heights, so you're going to have to be creative if you want to try this crossover, but I think it could work. But one other turtle character is a pretty good match in Space Usagi. I've even seen Casper DCG over on Instagram do a nice little crossover custom with this one. Definitely looking cool. So let me know what you think of Mega Man Wave 1 from Jada Toys. Be sure to let me know which characters you want to see in this line the most down in the comments, and thanks for liking, commenting, and sharing the video. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.